Welcome to another episode of the Bob Wire Podcast. I am Bob Wire. Thanks, guys, for stopping in. Got another episode. Like, subscribe, share. It's all appreciated. If there's one thing that Trump is good at, is that he will teach people things that they never knew. I don't want to see a bunch of goddamn Democrats in the chamber all off key singing "We Shall Overcome." We're not integrating with the other side. We're assimilating with the other side. And it's never good to assimilate because you take on their behaviors. Once upon a time, they came to us. They had the Bible and the gun. But the funny thing is, they left us with the Bible, but they held the guns.
Okay, black on black, my thoughts so black on black, my skin is so black, I'm rocking that black on black is.
First things first, let's talk about the tariffs. We know that that's going on. We know that that's been a sticking issue. I mean, if there's one thing that Trump is good at, is that he will teach people things that they never knew, such as what tariffs were. Because I would say maybe over a year ago, no one probably had any idea what a tariff was, to be honest. Now, people are effing around and finding out what a tariff is. So, I'm reading for the Associated Press. U.S. wine shops and importers say Trump's threatened 200% tariffs on European wines would kill the demand. The United States is suddenly looking less bubbly for European wines. President Donald Trump on Thursday threatened a 200% tariff on European wine, champagne, and spirits. If the European Union goes forward with a planned 50% tariff on American whiskeys, wine sellers and importers said a tariff that size would essentially shut down the European wine business in the United States. So he's going to start affecting your spirits, guys, right? I don't know how well you're going to feel about all of that. You know, we're really in a situation where we got a madman at the helm. He's using this economic warfare to try to bully his way. And the problem is that that's just not going to work. You're not going to scare everybody with that. He's coming with this mafioso type attitude. And it's just simply just not going to work. It's going to only hurt us, literally, in our pockets as consumers. So all you wine lovers, if you so happen to like something other than California wine, you like a little European wine, get ready to pay a lot more for it. So maybe if you know, like I know, maybe you should stock up. Get a bunch now because it looks like it's on and popping. You know, last I heard so far, Canada is not going to hit us with the electric hikes, with the electric bills, because of the tariffs right now. So I think right now we're at a stalemate with them on that. Thank goodness, because that would definitely hit the state of New York, and Maine, and a few others. So let's hope that it doesn't go any further with that. But knowing Trump, one day to another, it could be a whole other situation. So all we could do is brace for impact, in so many words. But we're going to be hearing a lot more about these incidents with tariffs going forward. He's literally at war with our allies economically, and it's just really ridiculous. So, guys, we know what's going on. That's why the stock market is literally on fire right now. You could thank your president. Now on to other business. We'll talk about the real president of the United States, Elon Musk. Elon Musk, I'm reading this from CNN Business Report. Elon Musk, Tesla says it could be targeted by retaliatory tariffs. You think? Tesla, the electric car company run by Elon Musk, said this week the retaliatory tariffs against U.S. manufacturers could harm its operation and that the United States should carefully consider its trade policies. Musk Tesla has basked in the limelight under the Trump White House, which has put tariffs at the forefront of its economic policy. On Tuesday, the president posed in front of a fleet of Teslas saying he would purchase one full price. As he spoke, Trump was holding what resembled a Tesla showroom pitch with the list of vehicles prices according to a photo from Getty Images. Okay, so you guys probably saw it. He literally like he has like the White House looking like it's some sort of Tesla showroom. They're literally trying to promote and sell Tesla vehicles because their stocks is in the fucking gutter right now. Their stock had dropped in I think 50% right now and still falling. He is woefully like trending in the wrong direction, heading south. His favorability rating is at 35% right now. That's what people think of him favorably. Only 35% of America thinks that he's a decent individual, and that's probably 34% too high. So that means well over half of America do not like this guy. Okay, this guy is probably is trending as favorably as Doctor Evil or something like that, some sort of fucking villain. You know, I think Trump likes to keep him around because he's probably the only one trending worse than Trump right now. So this is what happens. He he comes through, and he has a chainsaw, and he's talking about just cutting all of this wasteful federal government spending, people losing their jobs left and right, and then you get all these people fired. Who are your customers to buy your vehicles, Elon? They're literally setting this country up for an oligarchy. It's literally being set up this way. In my opinion, I feel like what they're doing by cutting all these jobs, causing these tariffs, in my opinion, it feels like Donald Trump is literally trying to tank the economy, and purposely, actually. And I think he's looking to do this because who typically does well when we go into recessions like this? The elite, right? So what typically happens? Most people all of a sudden start selling, and they sell low, right? Because the market isn't doing well. We're in a recession. Inflation is high. People get desperate. People go out of business. They sell, and money loses it. Loses the value that it once had, right? So then what happens? Then you have the elite. They come around, and they buy up all the stuff from everybody who's just trying to sell and just trying to recoup some of their value. And they have the ability to sit on it. So when the market rises back up, they're even more richer than when they first started. So I do believe that in my opinions, that's why he's literally trying to tank this economy right now. And it's only going to hurt the middle and working class people, and obviously poor. Only a small cluster of Americans are going to do well, during this time and period. He basically, if you go to Mar-a-Lago, he's holding these dinner functions where it's like $2 million to $5 million a plate. What do you think he's doing there? He's got all these rich elite people who are coming, and they're probably carving out the tariffs in the sense of saying, well, you know what? Take this part out of the tariff so it could benefit me, or leave the rest in there, whatever. And he's like, well, how much are you willing to spend? So literally, America is for sale. You know what I'm saying? In so many words. That's what I believe is what's going on. And it's very unfortunate. Okay. Moving along among the Trump talk. We're not going to stop with him there. I'm reading this from the Los Angeles Times. Trump guts the education department with massive layoffs. Shockwaves reach California. U.S. Department of Education slashes its workforce in half, prompting deep concerns among California educators. I mean, this guy is literally not giving an F. They're literally trying to destroy education in this country. When we here, as a nation, are in such a rough situation as far as education, America doesn't do very well. If you look at us among all the other countries in the world, We're nowhere near the top. We're not even in top 10. I think we're not, when it comes to literacy, I don't know if we're in the top 50, to be honest. Fact check me on that. You'll be surprised. I'll leave that little nugget for you guys to go and look. It's a little interesting find. So we're not the most educated country to begin with. And it's pretty obvious because look at the leadership that we chose. If anything, there should be more money being pumped into education. He's vowing to slash it. So this is going to make it harder for parents with kids, obviously, like I read in a report, with disabilities, to be able to get their kids to school, get them all the special needs that they may have. So if you have children with special needs, they're going to be struggling. It's making it that much harder. We're not even just talking about kids that doesn't have special needs. So we're going to probably be dealing with a lot more classroom crowding, right? So it's going to be harder and harder for kids to get an education. And we're going to have a lasting effect of this for years to come because we're attacking them at the most fundamental points in their life when they're young, when we're trying to teach them. And he's literally here trying to slash that. I mean, I don't even know how this could even be a thing. I mean, it literally would wears me down, at least. And now, you know, just seeing at all the town hall meetings that are happening, those Republican town hall meetings, by the way, I'm speaking of how even the Republicans now, the constituents, are screaming like, this is not what we voted for. And they all saying, but we didn't expect him to do this. That usually troubles me when I hear that, because I'm like, why is this such a shock and a surprise to you guys? This is not something that he just pulled out of his backside. He's been talking about this for the longest. What do you think he was saying when he was stomping his feet and running the beat with his, when he was running for president? He was talking about making all these slashes, all these cuts. But you thought it was just going to only affect black and brown folks. But now it's literally at your doorstep. And now you're crying because it's stepping on your toes, right? But see, it's like, it's an old saying. It's like, you know, when they were coming for your neighbors, you didn't say anything. You didn't listen to the scream and the hollers when they came for your neighbors. But after they finished and took your neighbors away, they come for you. And who's there to hear your screams? Nobody. And this is the effect. It literally feels like this guy's been president for at least 6 months, close to a year. We're getting worn out with everything this guy's doing. And we have well over 3 years and 3/4 of period of time to go with his presidency. It's a long, arduous road. But we have to keep up the fight. We have to keep up the fight. We can't just lay down and just let them win. You know, we're going to have to find time to take time out to address our own mental health situation. Maybe take a little break sometimes, you know, from the news, because I know it could be real rough. And believe me, I know. I deal with it because I listen to it because I want to come here and be informative for you guys, right? So I'm in a struggle, you know. But, you know, don't close your ears to the news. But maybe every so often you have to turn the TV off, right? Maybe turn even the YouTube off for a little bit, just to get your mental welfare in check, so that you could get yourself revigorated and get back out here, back into the fight, you know, because we are in a fight. And I want you guys to understand that. We're fighting for literally democracy, and I can't state that anymore. I wish I had a better way of grabbing some folks' attention and making them understand that this is not just being hyperbolic, like I'm being so literal. We're in a struggle. We're in a war right now. No joke, you know. So there's been a attack on the Board of Ed, and we knew that was eventually coming. But moving along, I'm reading this from CNN. Schumer's decision to back the GOP funding bill stuns some of his colleagues. The Senate Minority Leader decision to avert a shutdown is leaving Some members of his party fuming. Guys, I said in the last episode about those 10 representatives that were Democrats that had voted to censor Representative Al Green, and how we have to come for them, we have to primary them, we have to get them the hell out of here. Listen, I'm talking to my fellow New Yorkers. I'm talking to you guys. We got to get Schumer the F out of here. We got to get him out of here, man. There's no way around this, man. This guy is bought and paid for. He's got to be. I don't know who's got a hold of him, Silicon Valley, whoever. They got a hold of him. And they've been had a hold of him, to be honest, you know. But right now, he's not even closing the drapes. It's wide open. We see him in there, laying there with his little prick for the world to see. And we don't want to see it, Schumer. But he's showing it to us. He's doing everything he can to allow government to stay open. Let the shutdown happen. The shutdown is not the biggest deal right now. Not when you got a president sitting here levying all these crazy tariffs. When you got a president here slashing the Board of Ed. When you have a president pushing the agenda to make billions and billions of dollars of cuts to Medicare and Medicaid. And also to kill Social Security. Because what they're trying to do is trying to kill it so they could privatize it. Once they privatize Social Security, it's easy to raid. They could rob us. And then your grandma will be sitting there homeless. They're literally coming after Social Security. Social Security keeps almost 3/4 of elderly people in this country out of poverty. And Elon is calling it entitlements and talking about it's wasteful. And then what happens, he says, well, I don't know, maybe I'm never going to get around to getting Social Security, blah, blah, blah. And that's bullshit. If they leave it alone right now, I think they said it'll be fine until 2053. And that's if they just leave it alone right now. They should be adding more ways to bluster it, but just if they left it alone, it would still be here. But if they do cut it, and you're saying, well, I got a 401, I'm doing this, I'm going to be okay, I can say blah, 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 it's not going to affect me, I'm being responsible, fiscally responsible. What happens to your grandparents or your parents when they get old? And then all of a sudden, do you have any idea how much it costs to put your parents into elderly care? You have any idea how much that stuff costs? Then who's going to pay for it? Then you're going to incur it. It's so crazy because Social Security is probably one of the best things that government has ever done. Ever in its existence of the United States. It's the best policy that's ever been done. Bar none. They have ran the hell out of it. Even with tripping it up, making mistakes and everything, it's still the best. And it was brought to you by one of the most progressive presidents we ever had. For all those who may not know, FDR. One of the best policies we have. And these people are literally coming in here and destroying it. They're literally setting up an oligarchy here, guys. This country is literally going to be ran by all these elite rich people. Literally eating the middle class and the poor. Eating us alive. Guys, we have to wake up. We have to wake the F up. I was talking to a couple of folks, just talking about the situation with what's going on with Trump and everything. And the person I was talking to was just mentioning to me about how, yeah, we know this is going on, but what we need is prayer. We need prayer. Like, okay. And we gotta pray on God to take care of this and intercede. And I could understand that. I could understand the feeling of wanting to lend on faith, try to get you through it. But I was saying to this individual, we can't just sit there idly by and just pray this away. We have to get actively involved. And it made me think when I saw the Democrats in the House chamber as a sign of resistance to what Trump is doing when they were singing "We Shall Overcome" in the chamber. I said, that scene should have been in black and white, brother. Because I was like, what am I watching here? What am I watching here? Listen, I'm not hating on that song. We all learned that song coming up, growing up. It's one of the civil rights songs that we sung during that time and era. But there's a time and place for everything, right? And I think that song did its job for that particular time and era, right? But we're in 2025. I don't want to see a bunch of goddamn Democrats in the chamber all off key singing "We Shall Overcome." I was actually pretty pissed with that. And then we had the Republicans making a mockery and laughing, saying they holding up their resistant cards that they had. They said it looked like these Democrats were at an auction. When I saw them there singing that Negro spiritual hymn of "We Shall Overcome," it moved me to feel like I wish the Republicans would have came in with hoses and hosed these Negroes down. What the hell are you guys doing? That's not what we need right now. They should have probably brought the dogs out and sicked them on them too. I'm like, these are some of the most weak-kneed leaders that we have. I'm sorry, we're not going to sing our way out of this trouble. We have to sit up there and fight with everything we have, man. Throw everything at these Republicans. They're playing for keeps. And we just want to sit around and sing "We Shall Overcome." You see, it's very funny with white supremacy or Western civilization, what they do. See, when they come for black and brown folks, once upon a time they came to us and they had the Bible and the gun, right? These were the things that they came with. But the funny thing is, they left us with the Bible, but they held the guns. We need to go grab a gun and we need to fire back. We got to stop sitting here just hoping and trying to appease to the better morality in these people. These people are not morally upright. They don't give a flying you know what when it comes to us. They don't care if they're going to destroy this country as long as they raid it. So we got to wake up, guys. Especially us black and brown folks. Got to really wake up. Because the problem is what we're doing, I would say as Democrats, we're not integrating with the other side. We're assimilating with the other side. And it's never good to assimilate because you take on their behaviors. And that's what Chuck Schumer is doing. He's assimilating with these monsters. I understand that not everybody has to have the same policies. That's what makes America America. Not everyone may feel like I'm to the left, I'm to the right, I'm this. Whatever your policies are, whatever your religious beliefs are, whatever your faiths are, it's fine. That's what makes America unique. But we have to all say, just as a people, that we have to understand that in America, we don't allow dictators. We don't allow kings, queens, no forms of monarchy, nor theocracies. That's not what America is. That's not what America was ever intended to be. And I don't care if you're on the left or the right, we have to at least agree on that. And the moment we stop agreeing on stuff like that, these are the moments that America will die. Because every empire have shown has fallen, from the Egyptian Empire, Greek Empire, Roman Empire. All of these empires has come and gone. Persian Empire, all of them. You name them, they all fell. We've been in the era of the American Empire. And I don't want to believe that this is the beginning of the fall, or we're already in the fall, which I do believe we're in the fall. I hope that we're able to grasp and hold on to something and prevent it from completely crashing. But we're in dangerous times, guys. We're definitely in dangerous times. On that note, to close it up, I usually like to leave us with some sort of words of wisdom. I'll leave a little words of encouragement for my black and brown people, particularly for my black people. Listen, they may always love our rhythm, but they sure don't want any of our blues. And on that note, have a great night.
Okay, black, 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 black on black, black, my thoughts so black, 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 I'm black, my skin is so black, I'm rocking that black on black is